So we're going to first present the properties of ash wood from a chemistry perspective. During the various experiments that we did in the chemistry lab, we managed to calculate the energy capacity of ash wood by burning approximately 20.5 grams of shavings and using the flame to heat up approximately 100 milliliters of water. After the calculations and the data collected, we were able to discover that about 22,626 joules of heat were absorbed by the water, which means that per gram of shavings, about 1,100 joules of heat were released. Now, taking into consideration that a lot of the heat was lost to the surroundings, these calculations aren't very accurate, and they only give us a vague impression of how much heat and energy is stored in the wood.
During our experiments, we found out that ash wood burns pretty well, but needs a lot of input energy to once bring it to burn. During the experiment, our wood constantly went out, though we found that ash wood is used widely as firewood because of its density. Therefore, it burns slow but quite long. Also, because ash wood has a lot of energy trapped, it gives off a lot of heat, which is quite valuable. Also, ash wood has the property of not clogging chimneys, which is important, meaning that it does not contain a lot of tar in consideration of other trees or types of woods. So ash wood is not only good for use of firewoods, but also is valuable in other industries. Let's see what the physics people have to say.
So from a physics point of view, we did various tests to find out strength, mass, volume of various types of wood, and we found out that ash is good with nails, so it is not hard to stick nails into ash. Well, actually for us it was one of the hardest, but apparently from what we've seen on various websites, it is ash is really good with machinery. It is really good as a manufactured good. And so that leads us to our main point. It is really good for inside furnitures. So we also found that it has the biggest density by finding out the mass and the volume, and we found that it has the biggest mass, which is helpful because furnitures won't move as easily inside apartments, and then it has the smallest volume, which is also very helpful for business office or small apartments because it takes up less space.
We also did a scratch test on the different types of wood, and we found that this ash wood is the hardest to scratch, which makes it very useful for flooring, and it's also a hardwood, so it's more useful for that. We also found that it cannot be used outside because it has very low durability and would perish within 5 years. We also found that it's very elastic, which is not usually common with hardwoods, but this makes it very useful for music instruments such as electric guitars and occasionally acoustic guitars.
So from an economic point of view, the advantages of ash tree are that first it is very eco-friendly, and afterwards there's always a need for furniture, and for those who think that wood furniture will actually lead to deforestation, think again, and this is what we'll see from the biological point of view.
Ash tree decreases the greenhouse effect on the planet because of its great gas absorption abilities. In fact, 1 kilo of leaves in one season absorbs 10 to 12 grams of carbon dioxide. Ash tree also can be called a fast-growing tree because it grows in 15 years and is fully developed, which is fast, and its lifespan is 80 to 100 years.
It is wrong to say that cutting of ash tree leads to deforestation. Cutting of ash trees are susceptible to deforestation because ash tree has a really fast growth rate, and the seeds, the moment it comes in contact with the ground starts to germinate. So it's actually its growing multiplies the more you cut it.
In conclusion, our findings of ashwood show that it is great for fire burning because of its energy capacity. It's great for furniture and floor making because of its strength and density. And finally, it's very eco-friendly, making it an ideal wood for the production of numerous products in numerous industries.